Hello, 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 my amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. It is time for liftoff. Let's
10, 9,
go.
8, 7, 6,
Six,
5,
five,
4,
four,
3,
three.
2, 1,
Come on.
0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Get on with it.
Liftoff.
Venga ya, vamos. Dale brillo, I think you say. There we go.
Ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats.
And get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no name time.
On Vaughn Radio.
It's the show with no name. It's the show. Let's go.
Welcome, 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 show with no namers, wherever you're tuning in from. Thank you. Thank you for your energy and your effort every day, not only in this class, but also with my amigos, your other teachers here at Vaughn Radio. We're proud of you. I'm serious. Okay, I'm doing it in a joking tone, but we're really proud of you. Keep up the good work. Hey, a lot of times people say, oh, you got to work on this. You got to work on the other thing. Sure. And that's great, right? But also it's good to give kudos, congratulations, when it's well-deserved. So keep it up. 3 little words that I'll say to you today and every day. And it's sigue, no pares, keep it up. Just one of the many phrasal verbs we'll run into, toma otra, chocar con, topar con, on today's show. To run into, to bump into, to come across. ¿Qué quieres? Más formas de decir eso. I ran into a friend. I came across a friend. I bumped into a friend. Well, we're going to bump into many more phrasal verbs, idiomatic expressions, some grammar things, pronunciation, and most of all, we're going to laugh. We're going to have some fun, as we always do. But today is a really special day. You want to know why it's a really special day? Because my little baby, and wait, I know she's not a baby anymore. But as I tell her, and as my mother told me, you'll always be my baby. It's true. So happy birthday to my daughter. She is celebrating today. We are celebrating, and we're going to celebrate it here on the show as well, because I know you guys are sending lots of love. So happy birthday to my baby, my big baby, who's no longer little anymore. Well, at least if you have to pick her up, she's starting to, it starts to look weird. There's a certain age where it's like, whoa, you're still picking up your kid. And you know what my answer is? As long as I can, I will. So happy birthday, my lovely Lara.
Happy birthday to you.
She was so young there.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
All right, let's get this party started. We love you. We love you, honey. Let's get this party started with today's Say What soundbite. Say what? What? All right, welcome to the Say What soundbite. Today we're going to hear from one of my favorite actors. He shares a birthday with my daughter. I love this actor. And we share some Italian blood, sangre italiana. As you know, my mom's side of the family is Italian, Sicilian, and Napolitan from Naples. And my dad's side of the family is Andalucía, Almería, right? In Spain. As all of you are probably familiar with that area, especially if you like your spaghetti westerns. Wah, 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 wah. One of those sounds that needs no explanation. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it, our Say What soundbite does require an explanation. Yeah, I want you to tell me to explain what you hear in your best English. As always, it's about a 10 to 15 second audio clip. So you'll hear this clip, as you know, 4 times. You'll get 4 chances to jot it all down. But at first, just give me your take. Tell me what you heard, all right? Also, speaking of hearing, we're going to hear from some of our students today. We're going to hear from Anix and also Chris Valrol. They are the only 2 who have participated in the question of the week. So a nice round of applause for our superstars, Chris Valrol and Anix. And those of you who didn't participate, I guess you don't need to practice your speaking, huh? You got it all under control. Well, great. That's wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful that you don't have to practice. Oh, man, wonderful. I practice every day. I practice my Spanish, and I try and leave my comfort zone. And I urge you all to do the same thing. They say life starts when you leave your comfort zone. All right, I don't think this one's going to be too difficult, so it won't cause too much discomfort for you. Here is today's Say What soundbite for the first time. Let's see what you get from it.
Oh, what did I say? Did you hear what I said? I heard what I said because I was standing there when I said it. I told you to secure a witness, not to shoot up a neighborhood, not to do another dead body. Just get the dope back and do it quietly.
Alberto, estoy leyendo un cómic y me estoy dando cuenta de que todas las onomatopeyas que salen son verbos en inglés.
Of course, man. We love making it easy.
Por ejemplo, aquí pone chomp y está un animal masticando.
Sure, to chomp.
Es mascar, ¿no?
Sí, mascar. Y lo haces con tus piños. Your chompers.
Ah, chompers es los piños grandotes, ¿no? Vale, y to click, por ejemplo.
To click. Well, to click is what you do on a computer. You click. Pinchar.
Perfecto, pinchas con el ratón. Claro, tiene sentido. To gulp.
Well, before I was gulping my soda. Gulp, 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 gulp.
Claro, estás tragando como un pato.
Eso es, no es lo mismo que sip.
Bien. To thump.
Thump. Don't thump your fist on the table. No des un pum, pum en la mesa.
De hecho, el conejito de Bambi se llamaba Thumper.
Eso es, todo tiene sentido en inglés.
Claro que sí, por eso hemos hecho el tercer libro de This Book is the Milk, que se llama This Book is the Shit. Este libro es la leche. Por Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender. Y lo sabes.
And you know it. That's right, folks. This book is the shit. It is available at Vaughn Tienda. If you do not have this book, it is my latest book. So as far as I'm concerned, and I think Damian will agree, this is our greatest work yet. Well, because like anybody, like a student, well, you hope to be evolving. So I hope that both of us have evolved as writers. And I can see, if you notice, the illustrations, those are done by Damian, from book 1 to book 3. I mean, it seems like it's a totally different illustrator. So grow along with us in our series. It's a complete trilogy. You've got This Book is the Shit. That's the latest one. The middle one, The Middle Child, but we love it just the same, is This Book is the Milk 2. And then you've got This Book is the Milk, which is a bestseller thanks to you guys. But we're not going to take a look at that today in our pop quiz. We're going to take a look at my first book, English Everywhere. So are you ready for today's pop quiz? Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. All right, amigos, welcome to our pop quiz. And as I said, this is coming from my first book, the first book I ever wrote. And I remember writing it. I was living in Wash Feet. You know, Wash Feet? Lavapiés. Yeah, that's right. I was over there, and I was writing it there. I wrote part of it in the French Alps, in what is known as the Haute-Savoie. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, the Haute-Savoie region. And I remember waking up every morning at 7 a.m. because I didn't want to miss any time on the slopes either. No quería perder tiempo en las pistas. So I remember getting up at the crack of dawn. My friends were all sound asleep. Sound asleep es dormidos, pero profundamente. They were sound asleep. And I would wake up, fill myself up with caffeine/coffee. You catch my drift. And I wrote, and I remember watching the sun come up over Mont Blanc. And I was like, wow. And at that point, it wasn't a book yet. It is a document, right? And a document, well, that eventually gets put into a layout. You say layout. I forget this word. Maquetación. The layout, and the rest is history. But it all starts as an idea in your head. So everybody, this is a little excerpt from English Everywhere. Now, this episode takes us to the hairdressers or the hair salon, or perhaps you go to a barber. Well, either way, we'll learn some key vocabulary. And afterwards, I'll have a couple questions for you as usual. So pay close attention. Here's an excerpt from English Everywhere. English Everywhere. All right, well, folks, that's right. Another exciting edition. And today we're going to the hairdressers. That's right. Yeah.
That's new for me.
Well, I think ya que estamos, pues, ¿por qué no matamos a dos pájaros con un tiro? Let's kill two birds with one stone.
I need a haircut. Yeah.
I don't just want a haircut. I want the full treatment, Mariana. I want a
Manicure,
massage,
pedicure.
everything. I want them to
Massage.
pamper. I want them to pamper me. ¿Sabes la palabra pamper?
Pamper,
Como
yes.
cuidar, muy bien, to pamper, right? Que me cuiden todo. I want to get pampered today. So we're going to the hairdresser, but this is a very nice hairdresser because they've got a sauna, a jacuzzi, they've got steam rooms, treatments,
Do
everything.
They do hammam?
I don't even know what that is, but I think so.
It's Marrakesh. It's Moroccan.
It's Moroccan.
Moroccan.
It's Moroccan.
Wow, you have to try that. It's very good.
And what is it? Some kind of massage?
Not really.
So what is
sort
it?
of. It's like a mix. It's like baño turco, you know?
Okay, Turkish
but
bath.
they
same.
put you all over a jabón de argán.
Okay, so they put a kind of argan oil.
Argan oil, and then there's these girls that they sacan toda la piel
Oh,
con
really?
un sponge, special sponge.
Oh,
you know?
wow. That sounds good.
And then your skin looks very soft. Looks not on when you
feels-
touch,
it
it feels
feels
soft,
soft.
very soft.
Sure,
And after
sure.
that, you get a massage.
Wow, that sounds good. Oh, man, I'm
And
going.
you have
What's the name of this treatment? ¿Cómo se llama este?
Hammam.
Jamás lo he hecho.
Hammam.
All right. Well, today we're going.
Em,
We're going to go over there. We're going to get some treatment today, and we're going to see what happens when we go. Porque, ¿sabes? Hay tanta gente que sabe decir cortar, ¿no? Mucha gente sabe decir cortar, to cut it. Pero nadie sabe cortar, recortar un poquito. Vamos a mirar eso y mucho más hoy en la peluquería. And I'm here with
Yes,
Mariana.
I don't want my hair short again.
Well, Mariana, you want to cut off the split ends or the dead ends.
Only the dead ends.
All right. Well, you have to speak to the hairdresser. It's not me. I'm not your stylist. Menos mal. All right. Let's take a look then. Quiero mirar vocabulario. Okay. Vocabulario que veremos. Cosas que encontramos en la peluquería. Okay. Tijeras.
Scissors.
Scissors. Muy bien. Rulos. How do you say? Bueno, ¿cómo se dice? Alguien con...
Con rulos. Curly.
Curly. Ok, entonces esto se llama
Curly
a curler.
hair. A curler. Oh.
Okay, a curler gives you curly hair. If you put curlers in your hair, then your hair will be curly, rizado. Okay? ¿Ves? Lo que tenemos que hacer es vincular las cosas.
Do you imagine me curly?
Well, you never know. You never know. But the point is, I'm telling the listeners that si te acuerdas de curly, es rizado.
Mhm.
Y usas un curler para poner un rizo, a curl, pues tienes esa palabra dominada realmente. ¿Ok? Seguimos. Ok, máquina para cortar el pelo, la maquinilla zzz, que usamos los chicos. Bueno, lo usan las
Machine
chicas
hair.
No, we call it a clipper.
A clipper.
Clip es otra forma de decir cortar, pero es como clip. Lo que usan para los arbustos. A clipper. Zzz, right? So it clips, to clip.
That's a nice one.
Okay. Nail clippers, el cortador de uñas, is a nail clipper.
Yes, that one I know. I thought
Okay.
it was for nails.
So we call, bueno, en inglés una palabra puede tener 20 sentidos, ya sabes cómo va esto. All right, hablando de uñas, ¿cómo se dice?
Nails.
Nails, muy bien. Peluquero o peluquera.
Hairdresser.
Muy bien, ok. Tinte de pelo.
Mm.
Hmm.
Taint, paint.
No.
Paint, hair, paint.
Okay, we call it hair dye.
Ah, hair dye, yes.
D-Y-E.
Like when you dye your clothes.
Yeah, to dye. Tiñir, ¿no? Es un verbo también, right? So to dye, you dye your hair with hair dye. Como te digo, siempre tenemos que pensar así, porque entonces, ¿qué pasa? Usas la palabra y lo ves en el contexto. I dye my hair with hair dye. Y asocias que, ok, es sustantivo y es verbo también. Okay.
I can try red.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
dye it red. Why not? I think it would look good as a redhead. Yeah, why not? Why
I
not?
was one.
Yeah,
It
you
was
were.
no good.
Okay, it didn't work out, no?
No.
All right, seguimos. Tenemos más cositas aquí. Cera.
Mm,
Y encerar, y también que te...
Será, I don't know.
Wax.
Wax. Oh, yeah. Wax.
Esta la sabes, pero ¿qué te
Yes,
pasa?
I know that. The Wax Museum. How can I
Yeah,
don't
Museo
know
de
that?
Cera, wax. So es el verbo y también es el sustantivo. So they wax your armpits, ¿cómo se dice? Sobaco. They wax your armpits with wax. Right? Si te acuerdas de eso, tienes
They
dos
wax
palabras.
your
El sustantivo y el verbo. Ok, seguimos. Secador de pelo.
Hair dyer.
No.
Hair.
No te
hair.
tiñe el pelo. Ni te mata el pelo, ¿no?
Secar.
Okay, it's a blow dryer.
Blow dry.
Blow dryer or a hair dryer. Cualquiera de los dos.
Hair dry.
A blow dryer. So you blow dry your hair. El verbo secar el pelo is to dry your hair, to blow dry, como soplando. To blow dry your hair. All right, gomina.
That's shiny stuff.
Gel. Vosotros lo que llamáis gel.
Gel.
Eso es gel.
Yeah.
Styling gel or
Styling
gel?
gel. Never used.
Gel. Cuidado que no se dice hell, que hell es el infierno.
H-E.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, lots of really good vocabulary that you need to know, and it's coming from English Everywhere, my first book, as I said, inspired by the Alps, because the thing is, I had to get it done, and I wasn't going to cancel my trip, so I had to try and get both things done, and I did it, and it was a sacrifice, as I said. My friends were sleeping about 3 or 4 hours more than I was every night but also my friends weren't writing a book. So, but I really felt inspired. You know, there were no distractions. I remember going down to the hotel lobby. I would plug in, I would connect to the Wi-Fi, and there I was, clack, 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 just punching away, thinking of ideas. Okay, at the hairdressers, what are phrases I would use at the hairdressers? What are some words that tend to confuse people when we're talking about this kind of vocabulary or this topic? All right, here's what I want from you in today's pop quiz. The first one we looked at yesterday, so it should be really fresh in your head. And this is to treat yourself well. Bueno, si lo usamos en el reflexivo, ¿ok? Bueno, también mimar o darse un gusto, mimarse a uno mismo. The example I used was to go to a spa for a weekend, and that was the same exact example that we heard in the audio from English Everywhere. So what are we seeing? Those words are kind of related, just like the word majestic and mountains, or breathtaking and view. They're things you're going to see together. You know, I hate to quote Greece, but they go together like Rama Lama Lama. You know, those words, you're going to see them together. They're often used to describe that thing. So we look for these kind of pairs or sets of words, no? Conjuntos de palabras. All right. And we also said as a brand name, it got so popular that it's another way to say diapers, que si lo piensas es un buen nombre, mimar, right? Think of it, mimosin. You have the same thing, but it's a fabric softener or detergent. Same idea, como te mimas, para los que se miman, right? So it's another way to say diapers or nappies, as they call them in British English, right? Nappies. So we call them diapers or this. Use it in context because, well, that's how I know you really, really get it, and how I know that you're not just learning the word, that you're taking it and saying, pues yo, como Mike, como Born to Iron Man, como Elena, how would I use this word? Because maybe for Born to Iron Man, it's himself. Le gusta levantarse, lavarse la cara, do an ice cold face wash, do the whole thing. O quizá no. So maybe he would say, bueno, debería darme más gustos, mimarme un poco más. Okay, so again, make it real. If you make it a real example, then you'll already have it sorted out and you'll know where to use it in your life based on your situation. Okay, and as I said, that'll be different than the person, whose comment is right next to yours. That is the first one. Okay, the second one, I want you to tell me, answer this question, but obviously in English. ¿Cuándo fue la última vez que te cortaste el pelo? Ahí lo tienes. Pues cuéntame. Me corté el pelo hace 2 meses, hace 2 semanas, hace... You can answer that question, I'm sure all of you. O voy años sin cortarme el pelo. This is my question. I'm going to ask it to you in Spanish, just because I don't want to give away any of the answer. No quiero soplar la respuesta. ¿Cuándo fue la última vez que te cortaste el pelo? Okay? Answer that in a full sentence in English, of course. And the third one, describe your do. Your do? Yeah, your hairdo. Your haircut or your hairdo es tu estilo, tu corte de pelo. Hairdo, right? Nice hairdo. Es igual que decir, no, como si lo has hecho. Nice hairdo. Okay? So describe it. Even if you don't have hair, you can describe it, right? Let me describe mine. My hair is thinning, it's getting gray, and I keep it short on the sides. I give it a little more volume at the top because I have a bald spot where I'm balding right on my crown. See? Now you know what my hair looks like. All right? So those are your 3 challenges. The first one, mimarse, darse el gusto o mimar a otro. Perfecto, nos vale. Then in English, I want you to answer, ¿cuándo fue la última vez que te cortaste el pelo? Perhaps this is a reminder that it's time to make an appointment with your hairdresser. Yo lo hice, casi te doy la respuesta. Yo lo hice ayer, so there's mine. Okay. And the third one, if you had to describe your hairdo, your haircut, how would you do that? All right, my amigos. And right now we are going to head to a commercial break. I can't believe it. Time is flying by here on the show. I feel like I just sat down here seconds ago, and we've already gone through so much. We've learned so much vocabulary already from that little excerpt of English Everywhere. You can get English Everywhere over at vontienda.com. Don't forget to stop by our main website, grupovon.com, and you can find everything you'll need for all your English needs. Whether you're looking for audio-visual material, full courses, or just want to brush up on your phrasal verbs, you can find everything you need there at vontienda.com. Folks, we'll be right back with much more, so stick around. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show with No Name here on Vaughn Radio. Thank you so much for joining us, Show with No Namers. I trust you were with my friends this morning. Rob Grams in the Pro Bow Show. That's where you're going to get real English, not English teacher English. Rob doesn't do that shit. He'll confirm. He's like, what? No. This is the way I talk. If you understand me, great. But that's good. Because I understand. One thing is trying to be understood. But another thing is, changing the way you speak. I guess some teachers do it when they're learning. It's maybe a novice thing, And then you learn, no, really, they need to hear it the way it's supposed to sound. With all its warts, con todas sus verrugas. Yeah, native speakers stutter, tartamudeamos. We lose our train of thought, perdemos el hilo. Sure, what do you think? We make even mistakes, when we're saying things. In fact, some of the biggest mistakes I know are native speakers. And I don't think it's because, they're making a mistake because they don't know, but because in their area, it's accepted. I told you, one from the South. I seen him, right? I saw him. I seen him yesterday. That's wrong. But I wouldn't recommend going down to Greenbow, Alabama and telling everybody, hey, man, it's not I seen him, it's I saw him. We just accept it, right? I think that happens in Spanish, too. Melocotones. Now, I believe La RAE, your official language approval board, said that maracatones, is that true? Or am I making this up? Well, in English, as I said, it's a free language. There's nobody sitting there in a suit saying, that one's not going in the dictionary. Sorry, not this time. Try again next year. No. If people say it, I'm telling you, we decide in English. That's what makes English such a living, breathing language. It's grown so much since I was a kid. There are so many new words, expressions, words that have taken on new meanings because of the internet. So that's one of the beautiful things about the language you're learning. It's not only a universal language, but it is alive and kicking. Vivito y coleando, if I'm not mistaken in Spanish. All right, let's take a look over here. We've got to listen to our Say What soundbite. This is the second listen. I love this actor. And I freaking love this movie. Let's see if you guys can extract some interesting facts or information from it.
Oh, what did I say? Did you hear what I said? I heard what I said because I was standing there when I said it. I told you to secure a witness, not to shoot up a neighborhood, not to do another dead body. Just get the dope back and do it quietly.
First things first, how you machines doing? You good?
Yeah, we're good.
Good. Let's take a picture. Quick question. ¿Cómo se dice emocionar en inglés?
To emotionate.
No. Think of Michael Jackson. Una pista de audio. It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark.
It's Thriller.
That's right. So emocionar is to
Thrill.
eso es. And this book is the shit will thrill you. It's thrilling.
Sí, señor. This book is the shit. El inglés que no sabías que sabías. 1000 nuevas palabras para tu colección. De la mano de Alberto Alonso
Y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender.
Now we're talking. Ahora sí. Now we're talking, folks. You can pick up all my materials and many others over at vaughntienda.com. Remember, our main website is grupovaughn.com. And if you're following us on social media, then you'll know about special deals that we've got going on. You'll also know about upcoming events, new centers that will be opening this year. And you can stay up to date with all the latest information in the Vaughn sphere, in La Esfera Vaughan. All right, let's see. We have got a lot of participation. You can tell everybody's back from vacation now because we are on fire here. So a nice round of applause before we even begin for all your energy and all your participation. All right. Let's see who's here for my daughter's birthday celebration today. A very special show. And Mike's in the house, front row center. What's up, Mike? He says, hiya, you are awesome. Kudos. Oh, please. I appreciate that. But hey, thank you very much. I do what I can with what I have. So thank you very much, Mike. That smile that you just saw, that's if you're watching here in the live chat, that smile was thanks to you. So thank you so much for that. Chris Valrol in the house. She says, morning, really glad to be here with you. Oh, we're so glad you made it too. We wouldn't think of having the party without you, Chris. And she says, happy birthday to Lara. Congrats, sweetheart. And she's going to watch this later. Not the whole thing. I'll jump to the parts, the timestamps, como los llamamos, los sellos de tiempo, the timestamps where you guys wish her a happy birthday. So thank you for bringing the magic. Let's see. Mike says, talking about today's Say What soundbite. I don't heard him. Sería Mike, I don't hear him clearly, right? Porque el don't ya coge el pasado o lo que sea. I didn't hear him, or I don't, pero no es heard. So I didn't hear him clearly, but I think he said something, maybe there are kind of goons arguing. Wow. Well, I've got to say something, Mike. First of all, great job. Yes. And stop reading my mind. You used a really good word there, and we're going to be looking at that word later on in the show. Mike, did you hack my computer, my email? Because, wow. I mean, the chances of you using that word and me having it in the script. Wow. All right, Mike, we are on the same wavelength. So great. Wonderful job. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, morning, friends. What? Is today Lara's birthday? Happy many returns. Te lo corrijo un poco. Many happy returns. Va el many primero. So en vez de happy many happy returns. Sweet little Lara. Y te voy a decir lo que te va a decir ella. Little. What do you mean little? So awesome stuff. Born to Iron Man. Great to have you. Elena's here with us. She says, good morning, AA classmates, and a special warm good morning to Lara on her birthday. We wish her all the best. Thank you so much, folks. And as I said, I will be sharing this with her. In fact, now that she can read a lot better than last year, for example, a lot of my students and friends and family members have sent her messages to my WhatsApp, and I just say, hey, Lara, you read it. So some of the messages she's actually read herself, and these she'll see later on. Maybe not today, maybe not this weekend, because we've got a busy weekend up ahead. In fact, pray for me. Como dicen, no? Pray for me. Reza por mí. All right, let's see. Elena. Elena says, I hear a kind of douchebag. Toma, palabrón. Es muy fea, pero me encanta. A douche es algo para limpiar la vagina. I don't know very much about it. It's not my area of expertise, de pericia. But it's funny because it looks like ducha. And I believe the word douche is ducha in francés, but in English, douche. But if you call somebody a douchebag, it's idiota, gilipollas. Douchebag, great word. Don't use it, around kids. So I heard a kind of douchebag American policeman telling off his subordinates about an arrest. Elena, spot on. Clavado. Mike says, I got my hair cut about a month ago. Great job. Yeah, because a lot of people say, I cut my hair. Oh, really? You did that? That's an experiment there. So normally to do the reflexive, because you say me corté, es reflexivo en español. Me lo cortaron, right? Es técnicamente lo que vienes a decir. So we say, I got a haircut, or I got my haircut. Great job, Mike. I got a haircut about a month ago. Anix, there's Anix. She says, hi, everyone. TGIF. Best wishes to sweet Lara on her birthday. Awesome stuff. Anix, glad you can join us as well. Mike says, British English is more specific than American. For example, pavement versus sidewalk. I'm confused, Mike. Those are both words in American English. I don't know about British English, but in English, they both make sense too. In American English, pavement is where you drive. Basically, anything that's paved makes sense, no? Pavimento, it's paved. So roads, usually anything that you can drive on, right? It's a paved surface. So, and then sidewalk is la parte que no es pavimento, donde andas, ¿no? Que puede ser de adoquín, it can be tiles, it can be whatever, bricks, that's a little bit different. So in American English, it's pretty specific. I'm not sure what you mean there because I think there's a perfect, we distinguish them very, very well. Pavement, you drive on it, it's paved. Sidewalk, you walk on it, and it doesn't specify. And it's usually on the side of the road. Couldn't be much more logical than that. And that's American English. I don't know about British English. All right, let's take a look. We've got Chris Valrol. She is participating in today's pop quiz. And let's see. She says, I tend to pamper myself quite a bit, a little each day. You've got to, Chris. If you don't, who will? Right? You got to take care. We always say, you got to look out for number one. No es que somos los... Pero en tu mundo, te tienes que cuidar a ti mismo. In life, you got to look out for number one. Sure, if you want to be a good friend, a good, whatever, a good student. So I tend to pamper myself quite a bit, a little each day. And you deserve it, Chris. The next one, when was the last time you got a haircut? 2 months ago. Okay, so excellent job. When was the last time you got a haircut? Not you cut your hair. Y tenemos dos formas de preguntar sobre el pasado. ¿Cuándo fue la última vez? Does anyone know the other way? So you can say, when was the last time you got a haircut? Or when did you last get a haircut? No los mezclemos, okay? So when, as Chris said, perfect. When was the last time you got a haircut? And the other version, when did you last get a haircut? Apunta las dos y practícalas, así pues te vienen fácil cada uno, okay? And she said 2 months ago, it was a bob. Yo siempre llamo el bob, el corte de pelo de Friends, right? El que it's over the shoulders, it frames the face, right? It was a bob, kind of a little bit longer. Bueno, a little bit longer than 2 months ago. And she says, I don't know if you asked us for something else. No, tell us about your haircut. If you had to describe it, your hairdo. Tell us when you last got a haircut, just para practicar, que no se dice I cut my hair, so I got a haircut. And pamper. So wonderful job to all of you. Really wonderful job in our Say What soundbite and our pop quiz. But right now, we have got to move on. We've got to find out what's going on in the world in our news report.
This is the news report on the show with no name, bringing you the latest breaking news. I'm Alberto Alonso, reporting live.
All right, amigos, that's right. It is our news report, and let's see what we've got today in our news report. Uh-oh. Did someone just slam on the brakes? Oh, boy. Frenazo. All right, well, I call this story Corny Crash. Corny Crash. Now, crash, we looked at that word the other day, right? We looked at it, and it's not pronounced like crush. My crush was in a car crash, okay? So, corny crash. We also looked at the other meanings. Can I crash at your house tonight? I don't want to take the metro home. He crashed my party, right? So, again, it's not just chocar. But corny, what does that mean? Well, corny, I think, is best described with a sound effect. Wah, wah, wah. That's corny. That's right. Something that's corny is silly, trillado, malo, cursi, right? It can also be cheesy, que es como pastelero, no? It's cheesy. That's corny. It's como super inocente, Overly sentimental, a little bit silly. Corny. It's corny. All right. Well, this takes us over to Colorado. And in Colorado, they are offering free corn. That's right. Corn on the cob. You call it mazorca. Corn on the cob, we call it. And they're offering free corn after a highway crash. That's right. They decided that after this accident with a semi-truck, a semi or an 18-wheeler, estos son los grandes, los americanos. También se llaman muchas veces a Mack truck, porque una de las marcas más famosas es Mack, M-A-C-K. 18-wheeler, por razones obvias, porque tienen 18. Also a trailer, porque lo que llevan es un trailer atrás. So, different ways, but the ones that keep our supermarkets stocked, those trucks. A shout out to all the truck drivers out there. Man, what would we do? We don't think about it because you don't see them. They're on the highways late at night. They're at those rest stops, getting a bite to eat, having a cup of coffee to stay awake. Just so we have our fosquitos, So, basically this semi-truck was loaded with corn and it overturned on the highway and it spilled its load. To spill is derramar, tirar. Now, that's an interesting verb because it can be regular or irregular. So let me say it both ways. The truck spilled its load, or the truck spilt its load. You can say either one. And this was around 2 a.m. Eso es 2 de la madrugada. And there were many ears of corn. Eso es como decimos, the corn on the cob. We call it an ear. And what do you do to take those layers off? Quitar las capas. Do you know that word? That's to shuck the corn. Shuck. Sounds like another word, doesn't it? Shuck. Bueno, se dice en inglés, shucks. En vez de, fuck. So they decided, if life gives you lemonade, if life gives you lemons, se dice. if life gives you lemonade, add vodka. And a cherry. Why not? Put a little one of those umbrellas, those beach umbrellas on there. And a sparkler. Why not? It'll be the best lemonade you ever had. You'll feel like you're on vacation. So yeah, these ears of corn were all over the road. They were littering, tirados, all over the road. The good thing, that the undamaged corn, you know, the one that didn't have gasoline on it or got dirty or dust on it, well, they decided to put it up for grabs. Do you remember that expression we looked at yesterday? Disponible para quien lo quiera. So they decided to put it up for grabs, and people were coming from all around to get some free corn. Now, there was just one request, one caveat, and that was they were asked when they came to pick up the corn. Obviously, they didn't pick it up on the highway. That's dangerous. So what they did is they brought the corn, the ears of corn, over to the local fire department, the one that was edible, right, that there was nothing on it. They took a look at it, and they brought it over to the fire department where people could pick it up safely. But they had one request, and that request was, please do not block the driveway. Que no bloqueas donde se aparcan los camiones. And that's an interesting word. We were just talking about the logic of English. Well, we drive on a parkway and we park in a driveway. Ahí te lo doy, Mike. No tiene nada de sentido. Yeah, that's right. A driveway is esto delante de tu garaje. It's just a little piece of pavement that you drive on. Some people have a basketball hoop, you know, whatever you want. So they ask that you do not block the driveway. Obviously, there's an emergency and there are tons of cars there. We know time is of the essence. Los segundos cuentan. All right. The good thing is that they cleared the highway ASAP, so there were no injuries. Thankfully, the truck driver was okay. Some of the corn was obviously lost, but that's not a big loss. It's not a big write-off, pérdida. But also, drivers were urged to use caution because there were some remnants, some leftovers from the accident. Pieces of corn or broken ears of corn. And so why would they have to be careful there? What, they're going to run over the corn? Van a atropellar? No. Well, let's put it this way. Humans aren't the only ones who like corn. And there are hungry deer in the area. Oh, deer. Deer. ¿Y por qué no he dicho deers? Ciervos. Porque el plural is deer. One deer, two deer. Like Bambi? Yeah. And you know how you say a female deer? Doe, a deer, a female deer. Ahí lo tienes, doe. D-O-E. So yeah, the residents were warned that if they were using that patch of the highway to proceed with caution because the deer were feasting on whatever leftover corn there was. Okay. And I can tell you, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the effects of a car crashing into a deer. I should say the other way around. The car suffers more than the deer in many cases. Yeah. Well, the deer gets killed in an instant normally, right? And it becomes roadkill. Vaya palabra más lógica y más fea. Roadkill. But the car, I mean, I have seen some serious damage. I've even seen some cars, mira, para usar la palabra otra vez, that were a total write-off. They were totaled, right? O sea, siniestro, because of a deer. All right, so be careful with the deer. And if you wanted some corn, I'm afraid you're a little bit late. I hope you enjoyed today's news report. And I'll tell you what, before we hit our next commercial break, let me leave you with a little challenge. It's homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. 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 The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And let's see what we've got for today's homophones. As always, these are words that may or may not sound the same. You tell me. The first word is pistola. Pistola. Okay. And the second word, it's incredible. As I said, I think Mike read my mind. The second word Mike used in the comments, and it's got two different meanings, and they can kind of mean the same thing too. So, imbécil o bobo, matón, gorila. Normalmente, same thing, right? No tiene que ser grande para hacerlo, pero si es grande encima, y es un matón, gorila, y es tonto, then this is the perfect word for them. All right? And it's probably words you would use together. Ese matón tiene una pistola. Would those two words sound the same? And of course, what are those two words? Are you familiar with them? We'll take a look at the answer to that and much more in the second half of the show. We've got to listen to our Say What soundbite for the third time. We'll check your homophones answers. We're also going to hear from our students in the question of the week. Plus, we've got real reviews, movies, music, and so much more, amigos. Plus, I see we've got a lot of participation here in the group. I see a lot of people have joined us for Lara's birthday bash. The word bash is fiestón. So, folks, if you want to keep partying with us, then we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. If I were you, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. This is part 3 of today's show with no name, your action-packed English show, exclusively on Fawn Radio. Thanks to everybody who's joining us live and all of you who join us later on the podcast. Thank you for making the show with no name such a popular show. I really appreciate that. And it's been there for so long. In fact, we'll be celebrating an anniversary soon. October 2nd is the show with no name's anniversary. October 2nd, 2008, we kicked this thing off. It's a long time ago. I lost count. How long is that? Any accountants with us? Contables? Or somebody with a basic math level? October 2nd, the show with no name is celebrating a birthday. We'll have to celebrate here on the air, won't we? It's a Thursday. And then a little bird told me that October 5th, Born to Iron Man is celebrating his 21st birthday. Yeah, you'll finally be able to drink in my country. See? I'm on top of it. Write it down. This way we can all wish him a happy birthday as he deserves. All right, folks. Well, we're going to kick off with our Say What soundbite right now. I think it's an easy one. What do you guys think? I've seen harder ones. Yeah, speaking of hard, listen to this. Awesome. Talk about music that pumps you up. Que te motiva. All right, let me give you the Say What soundbite. Here it is for the third time.
Oh, what did I say? Did you hear what I said? I heard what I said because I was standing there when I said it. I told you to secure a witness, not to shoot up a neighborhood, not to do another dead body. Just get the dope back and do it quietly.
Nunca he entendido por qué a la gente le hacía gracia el personaje de Spider Cerdo de la película de los Simpsons. Es que no tiene gracia.
¿Cuál dices? ¿Spider-Ham?
Spider-Ham,
Es graciosísimo en inglés.
Claro, tiene todo el sentido. Es como la araña jamón.
Eso es.
Claro, tiene sentido que sea un cerdo. Y su identidad secreta es
Peter Porker en vez de Peter Parker.
Ah, claro, tiene sentido. Porker, que es como...
Porker es un gordito y viene de pork, que es cerdo.
Ah, tiene todo el sentido del mundo. Así da gusto aprender con This Book is the Shit, el tercer libro de Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
No te pierdas nuestro método Milky. Vas a aprender un montón porque en realidad ya lo sabías todo.
That's right, folks. You can pick up those books over at vaughntienda.com. If you're looking for courses and other English solutions, just go to grupovaughn.com. Also, make sure you're following us on social media, and then this way you'll know everything we need you to know. All right, that was our Say What soundbite for the third time. Hopefully somebody's getting closer to jotting it all down. All right, we also need to look at our homophones right now. So let's go on over here to the comments. Oh, Mike says, I've got a mullet style or a mullet directamente. Awesome, Mike. I love the mullet. The mullet is a famous American cut. Well, sometimes you see people doing it here in Spain. It's like a rock and roll 1980s where the top is short and the back is long. We call it a mullet. Awesome, Mike. Let's see. Elena is also participating in the pop quiz. She says, make sure you pamper Lara today on the weekend. Excellent. Yeah, of course. She's already woken up. Today she was up at 6:30. Translation. Everybody was up at 6:30. So she's definitely been pampered. She started the birthday in London, if you remember, last weekend. That was kind of the start to her birthday week or the birthday month, whatever you want to call it. Because when you're young, you celebrate it. You got to milk it. Hablando de this book is the milk. Hay que exprimirlo todo lo que se pueda. So, all right. And the next one, she says, last time I had my hair cut was about 3 months ago. You can say to have as well. Good. And my hairstyle is sort of curly, shoulder length, never brushed nor combed. I love it. Wild style, or como lo llaman también, bedhead. No, el look de que como te acabas de levantar de la cama. Hombre, that's a very popular look all throughout history. Bedhead, as we call it. All right. Excellent job, Elena. You've been on fire lately, and don't think we haven't noticed. There's Laura stopping by. She says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. Happy birthday to sweet and beautiful Lara. I'm sure she'll get pampered today. I'll continue tomorrow and the next day and so on and so forth. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Laura. All right. Elena gives us the 2 words in our homophone section, and she says they are not homophones. Mike gives us the 2 in a sentence. Very good. Chris says and are not homophones. All right. So let's just say both words. I'm going to use Mike's sentence right there. Okay, those goons have guns. Those goons have guns. They are not. However, you got to ask Rob or someone from England, but I believe there are certain people who say the word gun is goon. He's got a goon. He's got a goon. So, you know what? I'm going to say this. They are not homophones in the United States, anywhere in the United States. I can confirm that because nobody goes, you got a goon. You got a goon. But I can imagine maybe Liverpool. I could be wrong here. But in some parts of Britain, they say, has he got a gun? Has he got a gun? So goon, in that case, it is. So, but you were right, because I would never say those words the same. Gun, que también es písalo fuerte como verbo. Gun it, right? When the police are chasing you, if you've ever been in that situation. If you have, cool. And your friend says, gun it. Gun it. Dale a todo gas ahí. So gun and goon. You know the word goon from the Goonies, correct? The Goonies. So gun versus goon. So goons are bad guys, usually matones, and they're usually dumb. So it can mean either. It can mean both together or separate as well. This guy's a goon, right? And he doesn't kill anybody. He's just, something's wrong with his brain. Okay, so these are things, that we need to know, basically. All right, these words that you already knew anyway, as I just said, from Goonies. Right? Who doesn't know the movie Goonies? Pues has parado a decir significa algo. Well, in this case, they're saying Goonies because they live in the Goondocks, que es interesante porque la palabra boondocks es donde Cristo dejó su silla, or whatever you say in Spanish, en el quinto pino, right? So gun versus goon. They are not homophones. Wonderful job to Elena and Chris Valrol. All right. Also, Mike is giving us his participation in today's Say What soundbite. And he says he told his partner, mejor, to secure a witness. Don't shoot the neighbors and don't do another murder. And get the dope back and do it quietly. Very good. Very good. Yeah, dope is drugs, heroin. In context, it can be heroin or weed, marihuana. Del contexto vas a saber cuál es. In this case, I believe it's heroin, right? So dope. And dope es tonto también. He's a goon. He's a dope. Toma, hemos encontrado un triple trouble. Heroin, weed, and tonto. And if you think about it again, it is linked. If you do that stuff, what's gonna happen, right? Well, there you go. So excellent job, Mike. Good ear. All right, we're going to hear from some of your classmates now in our question of the week.
Question of the week.
That's right. Welcome to our question of the week section. And this week we only had 2 participants in the section, which is okay. Hey, whatever. I'll open it up for everybody. But if only 2 people dare, se atreven, well, I don't know. Well, you know what? I'm going to keep doing it anyway. I'm going to keep doing it because I know Anix really enjoys the section and she definitely makes the most out of it. And Chris Valrol and many others of you. But I imagine since it's our first question of the week back, well, you guys were caught off guard. Pillados desprevenidos. All right, well, we'll see what happens in the next one. But as you know, in life, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. And I couldn't ask for better quality than our participants this week. Let's hear from Anix. The question was, if you had to leave your city, if you had to leave your country, I should say, where would you go? Where would you relocate to? And this is what Anix had to say.
Hey there, Anix here. If I were forced to leave my city, I'd relocate to London because it is an amazing city. I know it's chaotic. People are not nice there most part of the time. And I'll be free most part of the year. But it has wonderful museums. They are for free. There are plenty of things to do there. And it is an ancient city. And they have the most wonderful botanical garden I ever known. And I love it. That's it. Okay, guys. It's nice to be back. Bye-bye.
Great to have you back, Anix. What confidence. London, good answer. Good answer. And from somebody who was just there, it really is an amazing city. And if you have great weather, well, it's just like you won the lottery, really, because I don't think you can get bored in London. And I don't mean, of course, you can go see Hamilton, and you can go you can spend as much money as you want, just like New York. But also, there are a lot of free things that you can do in London. When I was researching for my trip, there were 4 different observation decks that were free. O sea, que te subes arriba, like Faro de Moncloa, like this kind of thing, and free. And the museums, as Anik said, the gardens. I mean, we stumbled upon a park, and this park had stumbled upon us, encontrar sin querer, no? To come across, como vimos antes. So we stumbled upon this park right next to Buckingham Palace, and it was amazing. We spent hours just in that park because, well, after as you said, the chaos, y buena pronunciación, chaotic, after the chaos of that city, well, it's nice to go sit in the park. And my daughter was feeding the squirrels, alimentando a las ardillas, chasing the pigeons. She made friends as well. And mommy and daddy were having a beer, a pint, a lager, and some fish and chips. So yeah, London, what a magical city. It really is. And you've got access to the whole world. I mean, it's right there, smack dab, in the center of Europe. Well, a little bit north, but really Madrid is that. But you catch my drift. You've got the world at your fingertips, and you don't even have to leave the city. And if you want to, you can go to many other amazing destinations, even, outside the city. You go to Cambridge, go an hour, you're in Cambridge, which feels like you've gone back in time. So wonderful answer, Anix. You really described your situation, and you also defended your answer, and you sounded great. You sounded wonderful. Excellent. All right, and now we're going to hear from another superstar. It's Chris Valrol.
Morning, Tuna Namers. It's Chris Valrol. What a tricky question today. If I had to move by hook or by crook, I'd look for a place where communication is easy. I mean, Spanish, English, with healthcare, a strong economy, immigrant-friendly, safe, and with a kind climate. I mean, not very hot. Although I love Scotland, I think Canada is a great place if you can find a good job. If I was retired, maybe I'd choose a place where the cost of living was more affordable. I've heard there's a place called Boquete in Panama where the weather is nice and seems to be a great place to spend your life. But I hope we never have to leave Spain. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Excellent job, Chris. You defended your answer, your point of view. And yeah, nobody wants extreme weather. I think the word you were looking for, a mild climate. Mild, ni caluroso ni muy frío. It's mild. También lo decimos cuando hablamos de salsas picantes. Right? If you go to the United States and you order buffalo wings, they have mild, spicy, atomic. So mild is ni fuerte para un lado ni para el otro lado. All right? Temperate. Another way to say it, mild, a mild climate. Canada, what a beautiful, if you love nature, you're going to love Canada. And also, I think that's another thing she was saying, it's got to be a family oriented, not kids, but where family's important, not a place where, it's just full of, miscreants or people doing drugs or, a place that's open-minded, as she said as well. I'm kind of paraphrasing what you said, Chris. And really, ladies, as I said, if it's all about quality, well, we got the cream of the crop today. Give it up for Anix and Chris Valrol, knocking it out of the park. The rest of you, no comment. No comment. We'll see what happens next week. But right now, it is time to move on to real reviews.
First of all, what went through my mind is how stupid am I to actually volunteer for this?
Real reviews.
Real reviews found online.
Real reviews.
It was unbelievably painful.
Yeah, well, these reviews are unbelievably painful. And the thing is, this is part of life. You know, we're not always satisfied after an experience. But here is where I feel people really, really use, I mean, they speak from the heart. Como decimos, hablan del corazón. When somebody is pissed off and they've had a bad experience. So I thought we could use this section to talk about all different topics. As I said, we've looked at gas stations. Last week, we looked at a bakery as well, so we can learn different vocabulary associated with different fields, different places. And today, we are going to look at a popular tourist attraction. Now, we're going to get a little bit more specific. It's a popular tourist attraction that you find in many, many cities now. I'm talking about a Ferris wheel. Now, I want to know your thoughts about this. If you'd like to leave a comment, what do you think about this thing now? Every city needs to have a Ferris wheel. Is that okay, or what's going on there? You know, is it good to turn every city into a theme park? I don't know. Las Vegas has one. London has the famous London Eye. Madrid, they're talking about putting one in. You see them at every festival now. What is this obsession with Ferris wheels? I love them. They're cool. But I don't get the obsession. I know. You get a nice view. But in London, I just said there are 4 or 5 different rooftops that I know of. Imagínate los que viven ahí that are free, not 45 pounds. I'm just saying 45 pounds is not 45 euros. And if you have a family, do the math. You know, so these kind of attractions can be very expensive too. I remember in Almeria, they put one on the main drag, el paseo ahí. And it was like $5 a head, 5 euros por barba. And yeah, it was nice, but who's going to pay for that over and over? You know, so it doesn't even seem like something that would be profitable. You know, once you've seen it, you're like, I'm not going to pay $5 every week, you know, or every month to ride the Ferris wheel in my town. So in the end, the one in Almeria was removed, lo quitaron. So what are your thoughts? Let's see what these people had to say. All right. Now, obviously, this is the London Eye, the most famous one. The Vegas one is famous too. That one is called the High Roller. Well, these reviews didn't really enjoy these tourist attractions. They considered them more like a tourist trap, como decimos, un sitio hecho para engañar a turistas. This first person thought it was a drag. Remember this word? We've looked at it. Drag is arrastrar, but also a drag is un coñazo, aburridísimo. So the person says, personal view. Well, obviously, right? If it's your review, it's obviously your personal view. But London feels more like a boots on the ground city. Okay? Londres me parece más una ciudad que hay que estar en las trincheras. Piénsalo, como militar, boots on the ground. No hay que estar en el combate, right? Being in the streets and seeing the historical buildings from a vantage point, another way of saying a lookout, an observation deck, un vantage como ventaja, un punto de ventaja. A vantage point, they were created to impress. Se crearon con el fin de impresionar. It is a nice view from the eye. Es buena vista desde esta atracción. Don't get me wrong. No me malinterpretes. But after 5 minutes, después de 5 minutos, you've taken in the skyline. To take in, asumir, what is the word you would say there? Appreciate, right? To take it in, to really asumirlo, absorberlo, to take it in. Esta es otra palabra que usamos con vistas, right? Breathtaking, to take it in. So you've taken in the skyline, and now you're just waiting for the journey to end like a long-haul flight. So this person feels like after 5 minutes, the thrill was gone, and they were just waiting to get off. Now, I've got to say, the thing crawls. In fact, we were looking at it from right in front of it. We were walking right under it. And I was like, is this thing moving? And it was, but like snail speed. Needless to say, I took heed, seguí los consejos. I took heed, and we didn't spend the over 150 euros that it would have cost us for the three of us to go on there. We spent it on other things. It's not that we didn't spend it. You got to spend it on what you deem, lo que tú consideras, appropriate, what you want to do, whatever floats your boat, lo que te mole a ti. Another one said that it was misleading, engañoso. It says, we got bamboozled. We looked at that word recently. Timados, no? Nos estafaron. We got bamboozled into buying a ticket for a specific time. When we got the tickets and when we showed up for our time, that was not when we got in line. It's not when we boarded. No, that's when you get in line, not board. Okay, perdona, lo he leído mal. So you show up for your time, and that's when you get in line, not board. O sea, what the person is saying is their ticket said 5 o'clock. They arrived at 5 o'clock, and they said, okay, you can go stand on that line now. And the person said, well, what am I paying? I mean, if I thought I was supposed to be here at 5 to ride at 5, not 5:45. And then they said the estimated wait time was over an hour. So they would be spending an hour just standing there in line after buying a ticket for that time. Then the person goes on to say, naturally, the sellers, los vendedores, don't warn you about the wait time. No te dicen que vas a esperar una hora encima. They make it seem like you have an appointment and you board immediately. Y embarcas inmediatamente. We were on vacation, so we had plans after and couldn't even spend the time to wait around and then finally board the ride. So we bought the tickets for no reason. They must do this to everyone. What a scam. Vaya timo. Yeah, that stinks. I guess what I did notice, because I did look at it, was they sell you the ticket for 40-something pounds, 47 pounds, but then if you want to skip the line, you have to pay another 10 or 15 pounds. So it is very misleading. Eso es la palabra perfecta. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed real reviews. Right now, we're going to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to take a look at our Double Trouble. We've got our Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time. We'll see if somebody can figure it out word for word. Also, we've got jokes. We've got famous birthdays. We've got Name That Lyric. And at the end of the show, we will solve today's awesome Say What soundbite. As I said, one of my favorite actors in one of my favorite movies. I know, I say that a lot. Well, I've got a lot of actors I like, and I've got a lot of movies I like. All right, folks, we'll be right back with the rest of the show, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope the show isn't too corny. Hey, we're just reviewing some of the vocabulary. Que no es muy cursi. Que no es muy ñoño. Sometimes, well, the You're Joking section, you can expect corniness. To the full extent that corniness goes. Oh man, we've got a lot of stuff to do. Let's see, we've got our double trouble. I think this one's going to be easy. I think so. We'll find out. Also, we'll listen to our Say What soundbite. That'll be the fourth and final listen. Somebody's going to get it. Plus jokes, birthdays, and so much more. And right after today's show, you can continue to learn and laugh with Gretchen. Then with Rob and Andy. Don't forget about Ruby. You've got Dave Boys, Kyle Miller, Chris Frank, Richard Vaughn, Jessica Fernandez, Fitz, and yours truly, un servidor. We're here every weekday teaching you English with a brand spanking new episode of all your favorite shows. If you can't catch them live, get them wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, it's time for today's double trouble. Yeah.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. Welcome to our double trouble. Again, knowing your level, I think you guys shouldn't have too much trouble. Se puede decir difficulty, pero ¿por qué si se puede decir trouble? I don't think you'll have too much trouble with this one, but we shall see. Veremos by the amount of people who participate in it. All right. Te dije que no entraras con prisa, apurado, ¿no? A las cosas. ¿Ok? ¿Lo sabemos? Sí, seguro. Ok. So te dije que no entraras con prisas. Que no entraras, que no te tiraras de cabeza, vamos a decir. Pero vaya subidón. There you go. Like, pero lo he hecho, aún así lo he hecho. So, te dije que no entraras con prisas. Apurarse, ¿no? En adelantarse, entrar sin pensarlo mucho. Pero vaya subidón. All right, that is today's double trouble. I'm sure at least a couple of you are going to be able to figure it out. Also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite. Here it is for the fourth and final time. Come on, guys. I'm betting on you. I know someone's going to nail it.
Oh, what did I say? Did you hear what I said? I heard what I said because I was standing there when I said it. I told you to secure a witness, not to shoot up a neighborhood, not to do another dead body. Just get the dope back and do it quietly.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. You can pick up all our amazing materials over at vaughantienda.com. That's right, Vaughan Tienda. If you're looking for courses and other resources, you can go over to grupovaughan.com. If you're looking just to be up to date, then make sure you're following us on social media, on YouTube, on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and wherever else you use social media. All right, let's see what we've got over here. Mike says that's a ripoff. Talking about the London Eye. Well, yeah. If you see the price of fish and chips too, you'll say the same, or a pint. But also, I think too, you don't, at least me, I don't go to London thinking I'm going to be on a cheap vacation. You know, I go to Cambodia and think that. Now, the difference, it's a lot cheaper to get to London than to Cambodia. But the amount of money you spend in London in a day is probably what you spend in a week in Cambodia. For example, I'm talking about places that I've been to. So, yes, it is a ripoff. We didn't do it. I said, listen, 45. I mean, that's what the tickets cost me to go see Wicked, around £50. And those were close. And, you know, my daughter was glued to it, you know, to see amazing singers and dancers. Okay, I'll pay for that. But to just sit, you know, on something going around and say, I don't know. And I love rides. But that doesn't count, right? What do you guys think? Any thoughts on these Ferris wheels taking over every major city? I think it actually makes the skyline look ugly, to be honest. Keep it the way it was, so it doesn't look like some carnival ground, no? Un terreno de feria, okay? All right, let's see. So, yes, great word, too. Give you a totally native. What a ripoff. Vaya timo. All right, let's see. Elena says, I told you not to rush in, but what a rush. Awesome. Wise men say only fools rush in, for I can't help. You know it. You all know it. You've all heard that song. In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, Elena, we sang that song yesterday, right? When we were talking about UB40. Wise men. I'm doing, because there's two versions. Wise men. That's the Elvis. And the other one, wise men say only fools rush in. And I love the reggae thing they did there too. You say reggae, we say reggae, right? So excellent job, Elena. Born to Iron Man says, I told you not to come in such a rush. But wow, what a rush. Sure, it's correct. But you can even say rush in. And that can be literal or figurative. Man, he rushed in and then rushed out. I don't know where he went. No, entró deprisa y salió con prisa. But it's also in a situation or a commitment in life, right? If you rush in, then you're Putin. Russian? Okay. I told you the corny jokes were going to come eventually, didn't I? Okay, well, there they are. Let's see. Elena says, Double A, did you see my soundbite? No, I didn't see it. Okay, I see it now. And excellent looks. Great. Elena nailed today's Say What soundbite. Yeah. Elena. Also, Chris Valrol says, I told you not to rush in, not to dive in head first. But what a rush. Excellent. So, subidon. And it's also a sugar rush, like my daughter today. I have a feeling, guys, wish me luck with the sugar rushes today. Well, what happens at kids' parties? Candies, cake. Oh, there are going to be 20 kids running around high on sugar, colocados, with a sugar rush. So rush, darse prisa, apurarse, excuse me. Also, as we said, to jump into something without thinking about it too much, right? Also, we use it when we talk about hora punta, right? Rush hour. Man, it's rush hour. When we use it in a collocation, man, I'm in a rush. You could say I'm rushing today, but it's much more common to say, man, I am always in a rush. I'm always rushing in and rushing out of everywhere. Thank God for that sugar rush. All right, so there you go. And it doesn't sound the same as rash. Let's say the two just to make sure we split them up. Rash, sarpullido, right? It's something that happens on your skin when it gets irritated. It's called a rash, okay? And the other one is rush. And many of you guys know, or I don't know if you know, there's a Canadian group, speaking of Canada, where where Chris Valrol would live. There's an awesome group called Rush from Canada, right? You know Rush? Oh, man. Check out the songs Limelight, Tom Sawyer, Closer to the Heart. Just search for Rush greatest hits, or even better, watch them. Watch their live performance because, man, ask Kyle Miller today. You can ask him in drive time if the band Rush gives him a rush. Le da un subidón. All right, amigos. We've got to move on, though. It's time for one of your favorite parts. That's right, where I delight you with my amazing jokes.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
That's right, amigos. You're joking here on the Show with No Name. Let's see if you get these jokes, and if you get them, great. If not, I will explain them afterwards. Also, a nice round of applause for Chris Valrol, who also got today's Say What soundbite. Awesome, Chris. Awesome, Elena. All right, why did the cavemen play so much golf? Okay. Why did the cavemen, hombres de cuevas, okay, Cro-Magnon, these kind of guys, right? So why did the cavemen play so much golf? ¿Por qué jugaron tanto al golf? Well, they had all the clubs. Oh, no. No. They had all the clubs. Well, a club is un club, an association. Also, a club is un palo de golf. It's a golf club. But also a club is un garrote, una porra, these big things that the Neanderthals used to carry around, according to Warner Brothers cartoons, right? Also, it's a dance club. También es trébol o basto if we're talking about cards. So it's a very rich word there. No es solo club, right? So why did the cavemen play so much golf? Because they had all the clubs. All right. Here we go. What did they serve at the caveman restaurant? What did they serve? ¿Qué es lo que sirvieron at the Caveman restaurant? Come on, this one's easy. A club sandwich. I know you know this one, the Veeps Club, right? These are popular. A club sandwich. Oh, lovely, lovely stuff. Anything with bacon on it is good, right? Sorry, vegetarians. That's just my opinion there. But there are a couple different reasons they supposedly that they call it a club sandwich. Supposedly, it originated in the upscale social clubs of the late 19th century, such as the Union Club in New York City. So I don't know why I'm doing a British accent to talk about New York City. Well, yes, the 19th century must be British, yes. So they called it a clubhouse sandwich. But also there's a myth, and there's not really anything to back it up. But as I said to you many times, who cares if it's a real story or not? If you remember it, then that's cool. Or if it's funny, why not? So yes, it makes sense. The clubs, they were served at these clubs, no estos asociaciones, juntas. But also, club can be chicken under lettuce and bacon. No, chicken and lettuce under bacon. CLUB. Chicken and lettuce under bacon. Well, whichever one you choose to use as its etymology, I know all of you know what a club sandwich is. But now you know those other meanings of the word club. All right, and I've got another joke for you over here. Which early human was able to fly? Which early human was able to fly? A Cro-Magnon. No. Crow es cuervo. A Cro-Magnon. A Cro-Magnon. Cro-Magnon. We say Cro-Magnon como una palabra, pero si lo separo, suena como cuervo. A Cro-Magnon man. All right. Well, you're lucky I don't have any more jokes up my sleeve. It's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right. It's famous birthdays here on the show with no name. And first and foremost, my lovely daughter, Lara. Happy birthday, honey. I love you so much. And as I tell her, I said, I hope I tell you every day, and I hope I show you every day, because telling is one thing and showing is another thing. All right. Speaking of showing and telling, this group has a song called Show Me, Don't Tell Me. Let's see Exhibit A. Show me, don't tell me. They are a group. Well, this guy he died in 2020, was instrumental, pun intended, in this group. This Canadian rock group called Rush. Remember? We just looked at this word. Kyle Miller, I said, probably gets a rush from the group Rush. Well, I do too. And they call this guy the Professor. They call him. He's the drummer. He was the drummer, percussionist, main lyricist. So he is Rush. Without him, you wouldn't have Rush. And they have ones I recommend. Closer to the heart, and the men who hold high places must be the ones who start. Behold the new reality, closer to the heart. Closer to the Heart is a brilliant song. Tom Sawyer, if you love guitar riffs, listen to Tom Sawyer. And Limelight is a masterpiece. And those are just some of the songs that Rush have in their collection. So Rush, and listen to him. Number 2, speaking of musicians who have quite a collection, this guy is a composer. He's from Germany. He has 2 Academy Awards, 3 Golden Globes, and a partridge in a pear tree. No, seriously, he's done it all. The Lion King, 1994. Dune, The Last Samurai. Gladiator, The Dark Knight. Inception, Man of Steel. Pirates of the Caribbean. Interstellar. Yes, that guy. Probably the greatest movie composer of our time. And last but not least, a movie actor and producer. He was in Bad Boys. He played Captain Howard. He was also in The Matrix, the guy with the steak. He's like, I know it's steak. It tastes like steak. He was in The Sopranos, Risky Business, La Bamba, where he played the manager, The Fugitive, and many, many more. I think he's a tremendously talented actor, and it's great to see that somebody of his age, he's 70-something, is still kicking ass and taking names. Speaking of kicking ass and taking names, give it up for Chris Valrol. Number 1, Lara. Number 2, Neil Peart from Rush. Number 3, Hans Zimmer. And number 4, Joey Pantoliano. But you know what we call him? Joey Pants. En inglés le llaman Joey Pants. Pantoliano. You know, it's a lot easier than Pantoliano. So we say Joey Pants, porque es tan famoso y tan querido that he's got his own little nickname. And this is Joey Pants as Captain Howard in Bad Boys. He's talking to Will Smith's character and Martin Lawrence's character because they just keep getting in trouble. And he's sick of it. He's like, I don't want to hear any more shit about stuff that you guys have ruined. Okay. So he goes, oh, what did I say? What did I say? Did you hear what I said? I heard what I said because I was standing there when I said it. I told you to secure a witness, asegurar, proteger el testigo, not to shoot up a neighborhood, un barrio, not to do another dead body, no dejar otro cuerpo, otro cadáver. Just get the dope back, consigue de vuelta la heroína, and do it quietly. Here he is, the master, Joey Pants.
Oh, what did I say? Did you hear what I said? I heard what I said because I was standing there when I said it. I told you to secure a witness, not to shoot up a neighborhood, not to do another dead body. Just get the dope back and do it quietly.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
Thank you to all of my show with no namers for all your energy, all your effort, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And that's right, folks, we'll be celebrating a birthday here, the show's birthday, at the beginning of next month. So thank you for spending this special day with me here, where we got to dedicate it to my daughter as well. And who knows, she's going to listen to it after the weekend. But my real hopes are when I'm gone and a long time from now, and, you know, she's on her own and, you know, she's got those wings that she has to grow, that she'll listen and say, my dad was a pretty cool guy. That's my birthday wish. You know, he was funny. He was crazy, even though he told corny jokes. All right. And today's song is Rush. The song is called Fly By Night. And it's great porque de aquí aprendemos chapucero, no poco fiable. You know, there were, el ejemplo que siempre uso aquí is when Richard Vaughan arrived in Spain, there were many fly-by-night English academies. Fly-by-night is poco fiable, fraudulento, chamullero, it says here. All right. So Fly By Night, it's not only a Rush song, but it is also an awesome expression, an awesome adjective to know in English. Thank you so much to all of you. And you can look up the lyrics Fly By Night by Rush and sing along. Thanks, amigos. See you on the next show for much more exciting English. Ciao for now.